for a ticket, just for like 10 minutes.
Everyone else So it's been an exciting day. I started my day off in Orange County and I'm now in Seattle. I've been wandering around downtown Seattle, catching out fish throwing and seeing the original Starbucks kind of. There's some history behind that, but I won't get into that now. And it's an absolutely perfect day here in Seattle. I'm gonna go find some lunch in a minute and then catch a ferry. Hope you're having a fantastic time watching adventures from two very different places in two different states. We'll give you an update later. As you can see, it's an absolutely beautiful day here in Seattle. I'm just boarding a ferry to go over to Bremerton. Gonna meet up with my sister, have some fun over there for a couple days. Don't know how much I'll be videoing each day, but I will definitely do my best. It's a perfect day for the ferry, and I'm looking forward to the crossing. It takes about an hour. Had an interesting lunch. Almost died from seagulls when a bunch of kids threw a bunch of fries pretty much all around me. That was less than perfect, but that's okay. I survived, and nothing exciting or unexpected ended up on me, which was definitely a win as well. But now we're gonna head off to Bremerton, which is an absolutely beautiful little town. And this is one of my favorite things to do in Seattle, is go on the ferry and just see the nature and the wildlife and the ocean, and it will be a very fun afternoon. So I'm here in Bremerton walking along the water, and one of my favorite parts about Bremerton is that you can go and enjoy the dock and just enjoy being around the boats, and there's always something going on. They've got a tugboat, an old tugboat called the Dominion that they've been working on for years, and it looks like they might actually start working on it and making some progress now. They've moved it, and it's got a little bit going on, I think, so maybe it's actually getting some work done. There's also a destroyer that is over here that you can take tours on. You can see the ferries coming and going. You can always see other boats going by as well. And it's just a fun place to be. There's also lots of restaurants nearby and a Starbucks if you're looking for coffee as well. But it's really a fun afternoon place to spend some time and just enjoy how pretty Washington is. It is a little bit windy, so hold on to your hats, but that doesn't take away from just the beauty that is Bremerton, Washington. Right over there is the Dominion. Believe it or not, that's actually better than the last time I saw it. They've got some new wood on it, and they've also got some framework around the outside, which I'm assuming is so that they can work on polishing it up and fixing all the dry rot and everything else that's wrong with it. But I can't wait to see it done whenever that is, and maybe even see it out on the water. So off in the distance, you can see the ferry that I arrived in, and that's the Hayek. Most of the ferries for the Washington State ferry system are named after Native American tribes or names, and that's kind of a fun thing that they do that I'm glad that they continue. To get out to Bremerton from Seattle, it's only $8.50, and then to get back to Seattle, it's free. So it's really a quick and inexpensive day trip if you want to get out of Seattle and go see something different. There's a few museums nearby that are walking distance, the battleship I mentioned before, and then there's also another one on the other side of the ferry terminal that is kind of a memorial to submariners. Definitely worth checking out, and it's definitely worth trying out some of the food here too. So this is just outside of a Navy museum that's actually right next to the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, which is also right next to the ferry. And so you can go here. It's only open certain hours a day, so check before you come, but it is a wonderful little stop, even if you just want to enjoy the park here in Bremerton. I mentioned a few minutes ago that this was a submarine museum. This is actually not correct. It's the Puget Sound Navy Museum. The submarine museum's a few miles from here. I looked it up, and that's open to the public too. It looks like it's going to a Navy base or something, but actually it's right next to it, and that is a fantastic place to visit. We spent a few hours there the last time I was here, and they've got so much history of submarines. They've got mock-ups, so it feels like you're going in to a command center or whatever they're called in a submarine, and that's very cool as well. And you could really spend a lot of time there. There's also people that worked on submarines that are there too that'll answer your questions. That's one of the great things about this area is there's lots of Navy and Armed Forces people here that really do want to share the legacy and the dignity of the armed forces and what they've done for the United States through the years and the world. And if you have any interest in that kind of stuff, this is just a fantastic place to visit. And I could literally spend a week or so here going through and exploring the different museums and just enjoying all the nautical history as well. There's also the sale of the USS Parch, which was the most decorated ship in America. So I've been in Bremerton for about an hour now, a little bit under that, and I've been able to walk very quickly, but I've been able to hit all of the major things to visit while you're at Bremerton. I haven't done them all. I've literally just walked by them. I've done them on other trips. But as you can see, everything is really close. Just on the other side of that ferry terminal is where that park I was walking in a few minutes ago is. The Starbucks is probably 30 yards behind me, maybe 50. And this is just a wonderful place to grab a cup of coffee. There's tables right where I'm standing right now, and to just watch the world go by. You go over that bridge, there's a lot of adventures to be found over there as well, but there are so many different things to do, whether you want to check out the history, whether you want to go out and go fishing, or go for a day on the water and just take a boat for a ride. There's so much to do. That's Port Orchard over there. And if you like nature, this is a great place to visit. My little sister is about to come pick me up, so I'm going to say goodbye for today. But I hope you've enjoyed my first day on my trip up north. I don't know how many of these updates I will be doing, but I've enjoyed sharing my day with you. So I've made it back down to California. It's a beautiful day. almost as beautiful as it was in Seattle yesterday, but it was an incredibly busy week, and neither Katie or I made it into the park, so we're going to wrap up with a beautiful view of my garden in the backyard, well, part of it, and wish you all a very happy week. We hope that you enjoyed this video that turned out to be me visiting Seattle. There is so much to do there, and I didn't hit even a tenth of it. Like, I didn't hit the Air Museum, didn't hit the Space Needle, so many different things I'd love to do. So I'll have to go again some other time, and if you'd like to see videos of that, let me know in the comments below. But make sure you subscribe to this channel. We've got Geeks Corner coming up on Tuesday night at 9:30 at thegeekscorner.com if you're not watching it on here. There's also a ton of coverage happening as we get ahead of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opening in just a few short weeks. What is it, 24 days or something like that? I'm not doing the math right, I bet. But it's very soon. We will have tons of video from Galaxy's Edge when it opens at Disneyland, and we'll be there opening day as well. But we really hope you're having an absolutely magical weekend, and we look forward to seeing you in the parks.